Experts in NAD had predicted that 2025 would be a pivotal year for BRICS, with many fast-growing economies joining the alliance. Just 1 month into the year, Russia has announced that approximately 23 countries are eager to become full BRICS members, marking a massive shift in the global economic landscape. Among the most notable new members is Nigeria, which, along with Indonesia, is making its official entry into the bloc. This expansion signals a new era of global influence for BRICS. But how did this momentous change come about? What benefits does Nigeria stand to gain from joining, and what does it mean for BRICS' larger ambitions on the world stage? In this video, we'll dive into how BRICS is preparing to challenge the US dollar's dominance and create major shifts in global economics throughout 2025. On January 1, 2025, BRICS entered a groundbreaking new chapter. Representing over 55% of the world's population and roughly 37% of global GDP, the alliance officially began its historic expansion. Brazil, taking on the BRICS presidency this year, was quick to welcome its first new member, Indonesia. But Indonesia wasn't the only major addition to the bloc. Nigeria, Africa's largest economy and one of the world's fastest-growing, also joined, marking a pivotal moment for BRICS' growth and influence. Nigeria's inclusion is especially significant. As the most populous country in Africa, with a GDP surpassing $500 billion and rich reserves of oil, gas and minerals, Nigeria strengthens BRICS' economic stature and gives the bloc a more prominent presence in Africa. This marks a critical moment for the region, which has often been sidelined in global economic conversations. By bringing Nigeria into the fold, BRICS is now positioned to make a major impact in shaping global economic policies and challenging Western-dominated financial systems. And the expansion doesn't stop here. Indonesia and Nigeria represent just the beginning of BRICS' broader vision for a more diverse and multipolar world order. Southeast Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, regions historically under Western influence, are now integral parts of BRICS' strategy to reshape global power dynamics. Indonesia's decision to join BRICS is a game-changing development, situated at the crossroads of vital global trade routes. Indonesia plays a key role in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. As a new member of BRICS, Indonesia bolsters regional cooperation and strengthens the bloc's global aspirations, marking a decisive shift in its foreign policy towards stronger ties with emerging economies and a desire to reduce reliance on Western financial systems. With a GDP exceeding $1 trillion and nearly 280 million people, Indonesia significantly boosts BRICS' economic power. The country's abundance of natural resources, including energy, minerals, and agricultural products, makes it a central player in global supply chains. As part of BRICS, Indonesia stands to benefit from expanded trade networks, positioning it for even faster economic growth. But Indonesia is just one piece of the puzzle. A total of 23 countries are lining up to join BRICS, each with its own unique economic and strategic value. This growing list of applicants represents a clear shift in global economic alignment, as BRICS becomes an even stronger counterweight to the West. As the bloc expands, expect to see an intensified push for de-dollarization and a more multipolar world order. The list of countries eager to join BRICS continues to grow. As of 2025, nations like Bahrain, Bangladesh, Colombia, Morocco, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Venezuela have expressed strong interest in joining the bloc. This surge of interest highlights BRICS' rising global appeal and its increasing influence on the world stage. For many of these nations, BRICS offers a fresh alternative to Western-dominated institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and G7. The promise of more equitable partnerships, a fairer economic playing field, and reduced reliance on the US dollar is incredibly appealing. One of the key draws of BRICS is its focus on de-dollarization, shifting global trade away from the US dollar and toward local currencies. For resource-rich nations like Venezuela and Nigeria, this shift is particularly enticing. With vast oil reserves and strong natural resource economies, these countries are eager to retain more control over their resources and avoid the economic pressures associated with US sanctions. By using local currencies in trade, BRICS members can bypass the US dollar's dominance and reduce their vulnerability to external economic pressures. But the benefits of BRICS extend beyond economic independence. Countries are also seeking greater political sovereignty. For decades, many nations have struggled under debt cycles and instability driven by Western financial influence. In contrast, BRICS offers a vision of mutual respect, cooperation, and a more inclusive global order that works for everyone, not just a select few. The US dollar has long been the cornerstone of global trade and finance, giving the United States unparalleled leverage over international economic systems. As the world's reserve currency, the dollar has enabled the US to impose sanctions, freeze assets, and control access to global markets. Meanwhile, the US has been able to print more dollars without immediate inflation concerns as the world absorbs the currency. Now, BRICS is actively challenging the dollar's dominance by promoting the use of local currencies in trade and financial transactions. This shift is not only about reducing the influence of the US, but also about creating a more stable global economic system. For example, Indonesia's entry into BRICS could play a pivotal role in encouraging energy transactions conducted in local currencies, bypassing the US dollar altogether. With Indonesia's rich natural resources, BRICS nations like Russia could benefit from trading energy without relying on the dollar. This creates a win-win situation, where Russia can increase its revenues, Indonesia can secure energy at discounted rates, and both countries strengthen their own currencies. The more nations adopt this approach, the more BRICS can reduce its dependency on the US dollar, significantly altering global financial systems in the process. Given the growing interest in joining BRICS, one question remains: will the bloc accept all applicants? Currently, BRICS retains the authority to select new members based on strategic alignment with the bloc's values and long-term goals. This cautious approach ensures that only nations whose interests align with BRICS's vision of economic sovereignty and reduced reliance on Western-dominated institutions are granted membership. While this careful selection process limits the number of new members, it ensures that each country adds meaningful value to the bloc. Resource-rich nations like Venezuela and Nigeria contribute to BRICS's energy security, while countries like Pakistan and Morocco enhance the geopolitical positioning of the alliance. Brazil, as the largest economy in Latin America and a founding member of BRICS, plays a crucial role in guiding the bloc's growth. Under Brazil's presidency, BRICS has the opportunity to strengthen its ties with Latin America, an area long dominated by US influence. Countries like Venezuela, Argentina, and Bolivia, rich in resources like oil, lithium, and copper, are vital to BRICS's expansion strategy. By joining BRICS, Latin American nations gain access to new markets and financing opportunities, bypassing the constraints of traditional Western financial institutions. In addition, Latin America's strategic position, with access to both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, could help BRICS develop new trade routes connecting South America to Africa, Asia, and beyond, furthering the bloc's global influence. As BRICS expands and strengthens its position, the question remains: should the bloc prioritize inclusivity or remain selective in its membership? While opening up to new countries could broaden its global reach, a careful selection process ensures that BRICS stays cohesive and focused on its goals of creating a fairer, more balanced international economic system. What do you think? Should BRICS embrace more countries, or should it continue with its strategic approach to expansion? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more updates on the evolving global landscape and BRICS' growing influence. Thanks for watching.